Have you ever noticed how some people seem to age like fine wine, staying active, sharp, and full of life well into their 80s, 90s, and beyond? Meanwhile, others struggle with their health or feel like their best years are behind them. What's their secret? Is it good genes, luck, or maybe something we can all learn from? Well, here's the good news. Researchers have spent years studying the habits of the healthiest seniors. And guess what? It's not about magic pills or extreme diets. It's about simple, daily choices that add up over time. Choices anyone can make, no matter your age or where you're starting from. In this video, we're going to walk through 7 science-backed habits that the healthiest seniors swear by. And trust me, these aren't just theories. These are real, practical steps you can start taking today to feel stronger, sharper, and more vibrant. Let's dive into the first 3 habits, and I'll show you exactly how to make them work for you. Let's start with something you might not expect to be so powerful. Staying socially connected. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I'm retired. My kids are busy. How do I even meet people? Here's the thing. Studies show that loneliness can be as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Scary, right? But the flip side is just as true. Seniors with strong social ties live longer, recover from illness faster, and even have better memory. So how do you build those connections? It doesn't have to mean hosting big parties or joining a dating app. Think small and meaningful. Maybe it's a weekly phone call with a grandchild, joining a book club at the library, or even volunteering once a month at a local school. My neighbor Martha started teaching knitting classes at her community center after her husband passed. And she told me it gave her a reason to get dressed in the morning again. The key is to focus on what feels joyful, not obligatory. And if you're tech savvy, video calls can be a game changer. My friend Jim reconnects with his old college buddies every Sunday over Zoom. They drink coffee and argue about baseball, just like they did 50 years ago. It's never too late to build your village. Now let's talk about the second habit, moving your body joyfully. Notice I didn't say exercise or work out. Those words can feel like a chore, right? But here's the truth. The healthiest seniors aren't running marathons or lifting heavy weights. They're simply finding ways to move that feel good. Take walking, for example. A 30-minute daily walk can lower your risk of heart disease, boost your mood, and even help you sleep better. But if your knees aren't what they used to be, try chair yoga or water aerobics. My Aunt Edna does dance breaks in her living room every afternoon. She puts on her favorite Motown tunes and shimmies while she folds laundry. The trick is to pair movement with something you already love. Gardening counts. So does playing with your grand dog at the park. And if you're worried about safety, start small. Even 5 minutes a day is a win. Remember, it's not about perfection. It's about showing up for yourself bit by bit. The third habit might surprise you, nurturing a positive mindset. Now, I'm not saying you have to be Pollyanna. Life throws curveballs, especially as we age. But studies show that seniors who practice gratitude or reframe challenges as opportunities tend to handle stress better, heal faster, and even live longer. How do you shift your thinking? Start with a simple gratitude pause each morning. Before you get out of bed, name 3 things you're thankful for: your cozy blanket, the birds outside your window, that great cup of coffee waiting for you. It sounds small, but over time, it trains your brain to spot the good stuff. And when negative thoughts creep in, try this trick from my friend Carl. He calls it the yes, but game. For example, yes, my arthritis hurts today, but I'm grateful I can still hold my grandbaby. Or, yes, I miss driving, but now I get to explore the neighborhood on foot. It's not about ignoring the hard stuff. It's about balancing it with hope. Now, these first 3 habits, staying connected, moving joyfully, and nurturing a positive mindset, are like the foundation of a house. They support everything else. And the beauty is, you don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Pick one small step today. Call a friend. Take a lap around the kitchen. Write down one thing that made you smile. In the next part of our conversation, we'll keep building on this foundation with habits that'll help you eat smarter, sleep deeper, and protect your brain. But for now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these habits? What's worked or what's felt tough? Drop a comment below and let's learn from each other. Remember, friends, Aging isn't about slowing down. It's about leaning into what truly matters. And you've got so much good life ahead of you. You know, after we chatted last time about staying connected, moving with joy, and nurturing that positive mindset, I got so many messages from folks saying, okay, but what about the basics? What's on my plate or happening when I hit the pillow at night? And you're absolutely right, because the healthiest seniors don't just focus on what they do, they also pay attention to what fuels them and how they recharge. So today, let's roll up our sleeves and talk about 2 habits that might seem simple, but pack a massive punch for your health. Eating with purpose and sleeping like a pro. These aren't about strict rules or counting calories. They're about working with your body, not against it. Let's start with something we all love. Food. Now, habit number 4 is all about eating a nutrient-rich diet. And no, I'm not talking about choking down kale salads you hate or giving up your Sunday pie. The healthiest seniors I've met eat foods that love them back. Think of it like this. Every bite is a chance to give your body the tools it needs to repair, energize, and thrive. But here's the kicker. As we age, our nutritional needs shift. For example, protein becomes even more critical to maintain muscle mass, which keeps you strong and independent. And fiber? It's your gut's best friend, helping everything from digestion to heart health. So what does this look like in real life? Let's keep it practical. My Uncle Frank, who's 82, starts his day with a smoothie. Greek yogurt for protein, frozen berries for antioxidants, a handful of spinach, and a spoonful of peanut butter. It takes him 5 minutes, and he says it keeps him full till lunch. But if blending isn't your thing, no problem. Maybe it's adding a handful of nuts to your oatmeal or swapping white bread for whole grain. Small upgrades, big rewards. And let's tackle a common worry. What if I'm just cooking for one? I hear you. My friend Gloria batch cooks soups on Sundays and freezes them in portions. Minestrone, lentil, chicken noodle. That way, she's got a nourishing meal ready without the hassle. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Even one colorful veggie at dinner or an extra glass of water counts. Now let's move from the kitchen to the bedroom, because habit number 5 is prioritizing quality sleep. And before you say, easy for you to say, I haven't slept through the night in years. Trust me, I get it. Sleep changes as we age, but that doesn't mean you're doomed to toss and turn forever. Science tells us that deep sleep is like a nightly tune-up for your brain and body. It clears out toxins, repairs cells, and even helps regulate your mood. So how do the healthiest seniors nail this? They create routines that signal to their body, hey, it's time to wind down. Take my cousin Rita. She swears by her 90-minute rule. 90 minutes before bed, she dims the lights, turns off the TV, and sips chamomile tea while she does a crossword puzzle. No screens, no stress. And if she wakes up at 3 a.m., she doesn't lie there worrying. She gets up, reads a few pages of a novel, and tries again. Another tip, sync with the sun. Natural light in the morning helps reset your internal clock. Even sitting by a window with your coffee can make a difference. And if pain keeps you up, try a warm bath before bed or a magnesium supplement. Just check with your doc first. The key is to experiment gently, without pressure. One good night's sleep can ripple into better energy, sharper thinking, and a brighter mood. Now, I know some of this might feel overwhelming. Do I really have to overhaul my meals and bedtime? Absolutely not. Start with one tiny change. Maybe it's adding a vegetable to lunch or setting a consistent wake-up time. Celebrate those wins, they add up. And here's a fun connection. What you eat affects how you sleep, and vice versa. That afternoon cookie binge, it might taste great, but sugar crashes can mess with your energy and even your sleep later. On the flip side, a handful of almonds or a banana before bed, they've got magnesium and potassium, might help you drift off easier. The healthiest seniors aren't perfect. They're intentional. They listen to their bodies and adjust as needed. Maybe today you try a new recipe or go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Maybe you just drink an extra glass of water. It all counts. In our final part, we're going to tackle 2 more habits that'll help you protect your sharp mind and stay on top of your health. Because thriving in your later years isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. But before we get there, I'd love to hear from you. What's one small change you've made or want to make to eat or sleep better? Share it below. Let's inspire each other. And if you're enjoying this series, hit that like button. It helps others find these tips too. Remember, friends, every day is a new chance to nourish your body and rest your mind. You've got this. Welcome back, friends. We've covered so much ground together. Staying connected, moving with joy, nurturing your mindset, eating with purpose, and prioritizing rest. But we've saved 2 final habits for today that might just be the secret sauce to thriving as you age. These aren't about adding more to your plate. They're about protecting what you've already built and staying one step ahead. Let's jump in. First up, habit number 6, challenging your brain daily. Now, I'm not talking about cramming for exams or memorizing the dictionary. The healthiest seniors keep their minds sharp by staying curious. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you don't use it, it gets rusty. But here's the cool part. Neuroplasticity means your brain can grow new connections at any age. My friend Roy, who's 78, decided to learn Spanish during the pandemic. He practices for 10 minutes a day on an app while he drinks his morning coffee. He's not fluent, but he can now chat with his granddaughter's fiance from Mexico. And the pride on his face? Priceless. You don't need to learn a new language, though. It could be anything that pushes you just a little outside your comfort zone. Try a new recipe without reading the instructions twice. Do a jigsaw puzzle with your grandkids. Or even switch up your daily walk by taking a different route. The goal is to surprise your brain, keep it guessing. And here's a pro tip. Pair mental challenges with something you enjoy. Love gardening? Research a new planting technique. Into music? Learn the lyrics to a song from a different decade. Your brain thrives on novelty, and so does your spirit. Now, habit number 7 might sound obvious, but it's one so many of us put off. Being proactive about your health. The healthiest seniors aren't accident-prone or immune to illness. They're just on top of it. They ask questions, show up for checkups, and don't ignore those little niggles in their body. Let me tell you about my neighbor, Helen. Last year, she noticed she was getting winded climbing her porch steps. Instead of brushing it off as old age, she booked a doctor's appointment. Turns out her iron was low. A few dietary tweaks and supplements later, she's back to walking her dog a mile a day. But being proactive isn't just about reacting to problems. It's about prevention. Schedule that annual physical. Get your eyes checked even if your glasses seem fine. And if you're on medications, do a yearly medication review with your pharmacist. My dad once found out 2 of his pills were interacting poorly. A 15-minute chat saved him weeks of fatigue. And here's the big one. Advocate for yourself. If a doctor dismisses your concerns, speak up. Bring a list of questions to appointments. Bring a friend if it helps. Your health is your greatest asset. Treat it like the treasure it is. Now let's tie this all together. 7 habits: connection, joyful movement, positivity, nourishing food, quality sleep, mental challenges, and proactive health. But here's the truth. You don't need to master all 7 tomorrow. Start with 1, then another. Build momentum. Remember Martha, the knitting instructor from part 1? She told me she began with just a 10-minute walk every morning. That small step led to joining a walking group, which led to coffee dates, which led to teaching classes again. It's like dominoes. One habit gently nudges the next. And if you stumble, that's okay. My first attempt at meditation was a disaster. I couldn't sit still for 2 minutes. But the healthiest seniors aren't those who never fail. They're the ones who keep showing up day after day with kindness toward themselves. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Aging isn't a problem to solve. It's a journey to embrace. Every wrinkle, every gray hair, every ache, they're proof you've lived, loved, and survived. But that doesn't mean you have to settle for just getting by. You deserve to thrive. So take these 7 habits and make them your own. Tweak them, adapt them, toss what doesn't fit. Maybe your joyful movement is Tai Chi in the park. Maybe your brain challenge is finally writing that memoir. There's no right or wrong, only what works for you. And I'd love to hear your story. Drop a comment below. Which habit resonates most? What's one tiny step you'll take this week? Let's cheer each other on. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and share it with a friend, because everyone deserves to age with strength and joy. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss our tips for living your best life after 60. Until next time, keep shining. The world needs your wisdom, your laughter, and your unique light. Here's to your healthiest, happiest chapter yet.